Hello, dear community. Now let's have a conversation today, again, with the purpose of maybe expanding our horizon and our consciousness dimensions a little bit. If we're looking at the current political and world developments and themes and topics, we are often confronted with different theories. One of them that is everywhere at the moment is this possible new world order, NWO, that we read about or hear about a lot. Now, it has been categorized oftentimes in the conspiracy theory department. But anyway, we do hear about it a lot. And in this conversation, I don't want to get into the background of it. I want to look at the consciousness dimension, let's say the spiritual dimension, that is relevant for us, right? Because let's say, if the question is, are there forces behind the curtains? Now let's say even, are there forces beyond this earthly dimension which are influencing what is happening on earth? So are there any forces, let's say good and evil, who are currently battling for what is going to happen? And are we seeing this on the world stage? Is this what is happening and what is being played out? Also, does this mean that people are being influenced by spiritual forces, by consciousness forces beyond this earthly dimension, so that they act out what higher forces might want? Now let's look at this really objectively. This is not a belief system conversation, and you don't have to get into I believe this, I believe that, because as you know, in my video, it's never about something outside of us. It is always about looking at ourselves and how whatever happens can be beneficial to our development and our growth and our purpose, why we're here, because otherwise we can discuss things till the cows come home, and that could be interesting too. But I want to support each and every one of you in your own journey and make this relevant to your own life. So if we look at the New World Order and everything that is happening right now in different parts of the world, things are happening at a different pace and with different degrees of intensity, and the focus on slightly different parts or aspects. So if that is the case, if we are heading to a new world order, and most people would agree with this now, most people would say yes, they can see it or sense it, that we're not returning to what has been. We are actually moving to a new world, into a new world. Now, then you can say, well, there are people who have already defined what this new world should look like, and they have described it, they have had a plan for the past 10 years, and now we're seeing it being played out, for example, right? So if that were the case, okay, we look at that, and then you position yourself. You might get into, okay, what should this new world order look like, according to those few who want to put that in place, and what does it entail? What effects would that have on us humans, on us regular humans? And then you position yourself, do I want this? Am I pro this or against this? Does this feel good to me? Does this feel like something I want? Or does this feel like something I do not want? With everything that is in it, technology-wise, the financial system, everything, right? So then you find a position. And most people would position themselves in opposition to that new world order because for them it does not sound very, very beneficial or having a lot of advantages for them. It seems to have advantages for a very small elite group. So, whether this elite group actually has this plan, whether this is what is happening, that is not the discussion point, okay? Or whether forces behind them are actually using them to create this new system on the planet. Again, they're all options, they're all possibilities. We're not here to decide this right now, or you can position yourself in this wherever you want to. But I want to now bring the focus on something. Where we're at right now is very uncomfortable for most people, especially looking at this possible new world order that could be, I just can't say the word order, that seems to be making people's lives not better, let's say, of the general population of Earth. So then we feel like, oh, we need to go against this, we need to fight this, we need to stop this. We somehow need to do something so that this development in this direction cannot continue. And a lot of people are actually filled with this fear and anxiety and tension and real, nearly desperation to stop it, and at the same time feeling powerless and saying, how can I stop this, right? So now let's come back to us. If you feel this, and if you have heard of this, if this has been on your mind, if you have been thinking about this, and if you view the developments that are happening along the lines of this theme or thread, then the question is, what does this mean to you? Okay? And globally, what I can share with you now, and this is about the consciousness aspect of it, is this new world order topic can actually create something within humanity that has never been here before. And that's not what we think. It's not actually what the plan is, what we read about. But because we're confronted with a possible plan that somebody might have for humanity, we are also confronted with our own thoughts and feelings and emotions about this. And that gets us to then decide, do we agree or not? And then let's not stop there. And this is actually the heart of this video. Let's not stop there. Once you know this is not what I want freedom. I want a world not based on one leadership directing, dictating everything in my life. I want freedom, more freedom than I've ever had. I want compassion, everybody for everybody. I want respect. I want to determine myself how things should be. I want self-responsibility, self-management. I want to live and experience and execute my own authority over my life, over me. If these are things that you want instead of what maybe somebody else would like to create, no matter how much power they have, no matter in what position they are, no matter who their circle of friends or partners are, no matter how much money or influence they have, if you then decide what your vision, your new world order should look like, ours should look like. And again, I'm also addressing all the light workers here. You already know this. But for everyone else, This is the time where we actually, every single person on the planet, if they use this crisis, if they use this threat and this anxiety creating topic to create their own vision of the new world, of us as humans, new humans, of themselves as how do I want to grow and expand and develop? What kind of a human being do I want to turn into? Or how can I improve myself as such, right? Where have I been maybe a lot like the world order that somebody else wants? Where have I maybe suppressed other people's opinions? Where have I acted against freedom? Where have I not been respectful or compassionate or kind or loving? And how can I represent the future human in my vision of my new world? And if we use this time, if we use this crisis, if we use this seemingly negative dark force that seems to want to imprint something onto this planet and humanity, if we use it to actually be inspired and creative about our own world, then we have it, because then we move out of victim mode and wishful thinking that please don't let this happen what they want, and let it be kind of okay, and I can't do anything about it, I'm so small. We move out of that and we move into, starting from today, creating our own new world order. And for many of you who are watching this now, for most of you, if not all of you, otherwise you would have turned off minutes ago, this is going to be a world full of light and full of love and high frequency. Because that's why you have a problem with the world order that other people suggest. Isn't that true? That's why you have the problem. Because those vibes are not free. They're not high. They're not at all in accordance with divine source vibes, right? They're the opposite. But by us being confronted with this is the opportunity that we can use, and that now many people can use, because they're talking about the world order, not just in a country or a tiny little spot. So all of us would be or are affected by this. So all of us can use this chance and opportunity now to actually create our vision of our world order. And the next step, let's start implementing this today. From today onward, you are the new human that you want to see all of us be in the future. And this new human knows how, for example, the financial system can change in a way that would be a lot more pro-humans in the future. How, no matter what, the health system, the economic system, the environmental system, everything, what we would need to change in order to create this high vibe living in every area of our life. This is what we're creating, and this is why we're here. This is exactly why we're here today. This is what is resonating within me so much, that's why I'm sharing it, right? This is why you're here and why I'm here. Not to give in to something someone else may want to decide and it seems like a done deal. Nothing is a done deal. No matter who decides what, we get to decide ourselves. So let's do it. Worldwide, we have the opportunity now to create this new world order if everybody actually starts thinking about what the world should look like. And before, like a couple of years ago, most people were not thinking about a possible vision for the world. What should a new world look like? They were too busy, caught up in their own little daily lives and struggles, which is fair enough too. But now we have a different time. So now ordinary people, like your ordinary Joe Soap, is actually thinking about, what kind of a world do I agree with or not? What kind of a future world? Like, most people have not had these thoughts. So how amazing is this? So let's use this for now, for today or from today on, to actively move into creator mode and already start to represent and live and vibrate out what we want to see in the new world. If it's fairer, then be fairer. If it's happier, be happy. If it's more joyful, be joyful. If it's bright, be bright. If it's loving, be loving. If it's kind, if it's compassionate, let's start being all this. And this doesn't mean a kind of a soft, weak vibe. They're the strongest, most powerful vibes that exist in the universe. And if you join those forces, you win. We win. We have already won, but you understand? Let's create this. So by noticing what you don't want, start focusing on what you do want. And let's create it. You, me, all of us together. I'm going to love you and leave you for today. And we'll talk again next time.